Her reveries call to us. From across Tamriel, her dreams have shown us a true world, a far better world than the one you know. The wakeful world is full of suffering and starvation. It is a world of lies. We have come from all corners of this broken world to gather as dreamers of a brighter new age. We shall extol the beatific wonders of Vaermina. May her dream be unending. If you've been keeping up with the current trend of lore videos coming from the Fudge Muppet Grand Archives, you'll have noticed an underlying theme. The mortals of Mundus vary from culture to culture, but immortality and what lies beyond the stars is a question that they all yearn to know the answer to. Some mortals, the heretical types, they count on their own ingenuity and technological brilliance to ascend to the heavens, but for the Dwemer that didn't work out too well. Others, they seek salvation through destruction, ripping out the foundations of the realm and freeing them from their mortal prison. We have yet to see how that will work out for the Thalmor. The rest, they tend to look to the gods and the Daedra. Perhaps they could learn the secrets of immortality from those who already have it. Mortal ambition is an extraordinary thing, and for every famous name like Vivek or Tiber Septim, who succeeded in their endeavours to find the answers, countless more have been forgotten and have perished. I guess what I'm getting at here is, ascending from your mortal state is not a walk in the park. Even the Daedric lords, who are utterly obsessed in their efforts to meddle with mortals and make promises to them, can't seem to deliver anything meaningful to their subjects. The Daedric princes were not involved in the creation of this mortal realm, and thus they do not seem to possess the necessary omnipotence to simply grant mortals immortality, at least the kind that comes with all the secrets of the universe. We speculated in a recent video that Hermaeus Mora must have the secrets to achieving Kim hidden in his infinite library, but he doesn't appear to have bestowed such knowledge upon his champions. If he had, withdrawing his blessing wouldn't matter, for the champion would be too powerful to care. Merak, for example, would have shrugged off Mora's change of heart, and the last Dragonborn wouldn't have been able to kill him. All this talk begs one question then. Of all the Daedric princes, can any of them grant the powers of Godhood? It would seem that the answer is no, but I know of one Daedric prince who can offer the next best thing, and her name is Vaermina, the Dreamweaver. Hey guys, it's Drew here and welcome back to another journey into the realms of Oblivion. This time we're heading to Quagmire, the home of the Prince of Dreams and Nightmares. We'll go through all there is to know about this pensive prince, while also tackling what makes her so appealing to certain mortals. To many she is a figure to be feared, for she can consume your subconscious mind, barraging you with a torrent of tumultuous night terrors, while you're in the most vulnerable state of mind. But should you align yourself with the Queen of Dreams, she can gift you with full control over your own personal realm, a realm that comes to life when you go to sleep. But before we engage that topic, discussing what exactly Vaermina can do for mortals she favours, let's first get to know her. Vaermina is the Daedric Prince of dreams, nightmares, psychological terror and torment, bringing evil omens and stealing memories. All in all, this sphere of influence does not sound remotely appealing. Daily life for most of Tamriel's mortal residents is hard enough. Gods forbid your dreaming mind become a torture chamber on top of all that prerequisite suffering. While she is usually depicted as a female mage in flowing robes, she is often perceived as a demonic entity. The majority of worship directed her way is done out of fear. Mortals tend to pray to her at night before retiring to bed, likely in the hopes that she will have mercy on their psyche and grant them an undisturbed slumber. According to the Daedric Prince herself, Vaermina encounters mortals far more frequently than they are aware of. In dreams they slip into her realm of Quagmire, and when they speak in their sleep they are talking to her, and when they awake in a cold sweat, that signifies their departure from her realm. The thing is, dreams are difficult to decipher, and most people forget them as soon as they wake up, making a meeting with this Daedric Prince feel more like a hazy silhouette of a memory buried in the depths of their mind. Vaermina's realm of Quagmire is ever-changing. It doesn't seem to have a particular structure or layout. It works very much like the setting of a dream, susceptible to being moulded to fit the dreamer's perceptions. Mori and Xenos, the master conjurer and tourist of Oblivion, journeyed to her realm, and his apprentice documented Xenos' experience. "I am in a storm," he told me as he entered the next realm. He described the landscape of dark twisted trees, howling spirits and billowing mist, and I thought he might have entered the deadlands of Mehrunes Dagon, but then he said quickly, "No, I am no longer in a forest. There was a flash of lightning and now I am on a ship. The mast is tattered, the crew is slaughtered, something is coming through the waves. Oh gods, wait, now I am in a dank dungeon, in a cell. He was not in the Deadlands, but Quagmire, the nightmare realm of Vaermina. Every few minutes there was a flash of lightning and reality shifted, always to something more horrible and horrifying. A dark castle one moment, a den of ravening beasts the next, a moonlit swamp, a coffin where he was buried alive. Fear got the better of my master, and he quickly passed to the next realm. The fact that fear provoked Xenos to move on prematurely is a hell of an argument for how terrifying Quagmire must be. This is the conjurer who had just before ventured through Molag Bal's hellish realm of Coldharbour unscathed. Vaermina has two artifacts. The first, and the lesser known of the pair, is called the Orb of Vaermina. This orb was made for scrying, working exactly as you'd expect a crystal ball to work. It could be used to foretell coming events or spy on distant targets. It is believed a wizard named Arkved once stole the artifact from the dreamland of one of Vaermina's followers. It was also used by Lord Narafin during the Great War to spy on the Emperor Titus Mede II. Her better known artifact is called the Skull of Corruption, and this one's effects seem very fitting for the Prince of Psychological Torment. The skull supposedly creates lifelike clones of the target which attack the original. Being attacked is one thing, but having clones of yourself privy to all of your weaknesses and possessing all of your abilities, that's just cruel. The staff is said to have a mind of its own, and it feeds upon the memories of those in its vicinity. Vaermina is definitely one of the most mysterious princes, for the vast majority of encounters with her are forgotten or obfuscated by the uncanny nature of dreams. There are, however, a few stories which help to flesh out who she is. One such story, from the 16 Accords of Madness, the telling of Sheogorath's dealings with the other Daedric princes, gives a good demonstration of Vaermina's brutality. Molag Bal, Mehrunes Dagon and Boethia may be the princes most commonly viewed as bloodthirsty and violent, but Vaermina is absolutely on their level. The difference is that she doesn't bother with physical damage, she prefers psychological warfare. It's a bit more subtle in that regard, but I'd argue that it can be so much worse than a nice clean sword through the chest. At the same time, the story gives a rather twisted example of why Vaermina may be worthy of worship. In the story, a talented writer uses his dreams as inspiration for his prose. He has a connection to Vaermina and she refers to him as her beloved disciple. She says, "Such potential in this one. Through dreams of inspiration I have nurtured literary talent into fruition, and now he stands in acclaim as an emerging bard and poet. He will gain much favour before I tire of him." But when Sheogorath challenged Vaermina to make the common folk hate her disciple, she decided to influence his work and make it profane and revolting. For hours each night she would reveal to Darius the most horrible perversions of nature, men being skinned and eaten alive by other men, unimaginable beasts of many limbs and mouths, entire populations being burned, their screams filled his every evening. In time these visions gnawed at his soul. Darius was a rare case. As he is a writer, I can confirm with conviction that he is deranged and mentally unstable, so he actually appreciated Vaermina's influence and used these visions to write his provocative works. But to most, such sights would be excruciating to behold. If she can do this to her beloved disciple, imagine what she could do to those she doesn't favour. Arkved the wizard who stole Vaermina's orb is a good example. He was sentenced to live out the rest of his days in an unceasing nightmare. But this brings us on to the main point of the discussion. With all of this context in mind, let's talk about the benefits of having Vaermina's favour. We saw clearly through Darius, as well as through the preachings of her followers like the supernal dreamers, that it is possible to be in the Dreamweaver's good books. Vaermina is the prince of nightmares and of dreams, so it stands to reason that she can make your sleep full of terror or full of bliss. One of Vaermina's worshippers, a Breton from Stormhaven, makes a tantalising case for becoming her follower. He says that with the prince's favour, one can have dreams so wonderful that you would wish never to wake. You could meet lost loved ones, you could rule as an emperor with no one to challenge your rule, or you could set your sights even higher, aiming for godhood. In your dreams you are in control. The only power higher than yours is Vaermina's. So while this prince is nowhere near powerful enough to help you achieve Kim, she does offer the next best thing. She can't make you immortal, but attain her blessing and you can be a god in your own personal dream realm. That sounds like a joke, I know, but think about it. When you're in a dream, everything is real to you, no matter how absurd it may seem to your waking mind. If Vaermina allows it, you can travel to a realm where you are the immortal overseer, and you can instantly teleport to this plane whenever you fall asleep. Time in dreams is dilated, so what happens in a span of hours in real life can be a long time when dreaming. And on top of that, we know from Arkved that Vaermina can make these dreams or nightmares never ending. It is a red pill, blue pill situation. If you were oblivious to reality when you were dreaming, isn't your dream real so long as you perceive it to be? I won't go on and on about this point. I'm sure we've all seen The Matrix and Inception. I'm not blowing any minds with this argument. Instead, I'll quote a wise and eloquent young man who put it better than I ever could. He said, and I quote, "Have you ever had a dream that you could, you'll do, you want, you could do so, you do, you could, you want them to do you so much you could do anything." And that just about sums it up. Immortality, the attempt to achieve Kim, is all about unraveling the secret knowledge of the universe and becoming a god as a result. But rather than going through all that trouble, causing your race to vanish or getting cursed, you could simply turn to Vaermina and become a deity in your own dreams. If you can reconcile the fact that it will never be truly real, only real through your unconscious mind, then this could be the Daedric Prince for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you did, a quick click on the old like button goes a long way for us here at Fudge. Once again, my name is Drew and I shall see you in the next one.